wonderful evening to you. Welcome to the national news on Immaculate Television ITVS for today, September the 18th, 2025. First, the headlines. Fubara return sparks massive gathering in Port Harcourt, and Anambra local government workers protest alleged diversion of dues into private accounts. Zamfara government appeals for more humanitarian aids for IDPs. And in Benue State, Benue Assembly approves Alia's request to appoint 10 additional special advisors. And in the world of sports, Super Eagles drops to 45th position in latest FIFA ranking. Details of these stories and more to come. I am Grace Ogalahin. Let's bring you news from Rivers State that Rivers residents on Thursday trooped out in large numbers to welcome Governor Siminalayi Fubara following the expiration of his 6-month suspension imposed by President Bola Tinubu. The jubilant crowd, many of whom were seen singing pro-Fubara songs, gathered in anticipation of the governor's arrival. However, at the time of filing this report, news sources noted that the governor's whereabouts remains unknown, as he has yet to address the people of the state or speak to his supporters who have camped outside the government house in Port Harcourt. Security operatives have also condoned off the government house and restricted public access. News correspondents observed that the measure was taken to prevent possible looting of government properties. The gathering has also caused terrible gridlock, causing drivers to take alternative routes. Recall that President Bola Tinubu had declared a state of emergency in Rivers State on March 18, 2025, following a deepening political crisis in Rivers. The political impasse, which stemmed from a disagreement between Governor Fubara and the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory (FCT), Nyesom Wike, led to a diversion in the State House of Assembly between 7 lawmakers loyal to Wike and initially 4, now 3, remaining with the governor. The president ended the 6-month emergency rule on September 17, 2025, directing the governor, his deputy, and all members of the House of Assembly to resume duties on September 18, 2025. And now to Anambra State. Local government workers in Anambra State have protested in Anambra State Government House over alleged diversion their check of dues in a private account. The workers, under the aegis of the Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees (NULGE), also protested the non-employment of fresh staff into the local government system for years, saying the service may go into extinction. A communique raised by the union before embarking on the protests decried the activities of few individuals in the union who, they said, want to ignite crisis. The communique was part of documents including placards which were tendered at the government house to the representatives of the state governor, Ms. Joyce Soba, who received and addressed the protesters. In their communique, the group itemized various complaints that necessitated the protest. They begged the governor to direct immediate and urgent massive employment of workers into the Local Government Service Commission to save it from extinction, as well as immediate release of their withheld check of dues and reinstatement of illegally dismissed staff. And to Zamfara, the Zamfara state government has called for increased humanitarian support to assist thousands of internally displaced persons, IDPs, and vulnerable families across the state. The Commissioner for Humanitarian and Relief Matters, Salisu Musa Seifa, who made the appeal in a statement issued by the Ministry Director of Information, Bashir Kabir Ahmed, on Thursday. He commended the development partners for their intervention so far, but stressed that more assistance was urgently needed to cushion the plight of the displaced communities. According to him, the Zamfara currently has thousands of IDPs from about 1,008 communities across its 14 local government areas as captured in the state social register. Asifa urged organizations and others to scale up interventions in livelihood support, empowerment programs, and cash transfers. He assured the state government under Governor Dauda Lawal had provided the political will and enabling environment for partners to operate effectively. And now, the Benue State House of Assembly has approved Governor Hyacinth Alia's request to appoint 10 more special advisors. The approval, which was granted on Thursday during plenaries, gives the governor the green light to expand his team of advisors barely days after he announced a new round of key appointments, strategic office, and statutory boards. Lawmakers said the move is intended to strengthen governance and help administration deliver on its development agenda. Governor Alia is expected to unveil the names of new appointees in the coming days. Still on the news, the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has condoled the families of victims who lost their lives in the fire outbreak that ravaged Afiland Towers on Board Street, Lagos Island on Tuesday. The governor also sympathized with companies that lost staff members in the tragedy, as well as traders whose shops and goods were destroyed in a separate blaze at Emma Plaza, a 4-story complex situated behind Madilas on Taiwo Street, Lagos Island. In a statement issued on Thursday, Governor Sanwo-Olu said the government shares in the grief of all affected parties and remains committed to strengthening safety systems and enhancing emergency response capacity across the state. And still in Lagos State, the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority LASTMA has introduced drone technology to strengthen traffic monitoring and security surveillance across the state, signaling a shift from traditional manual enforcement to advanced digital intelligence system. Speaking during the official launch of the initiative, the LASTMA General Manager Olalekan Bakari Oki explained that the drones will provide real-time aerial coverage of major traffic corridors, allowing for quicker interventions in cases of congestion, accidents, or emergencies. He noted that the drones will be deployed for aerial reconnaissance and high-definition monitoring, ensuring officers can respond proactively rather than depending solely on ground patrols. Bakari Oki also stressed that the deployment will operate under strict ethical and regulatory guidance to maintain public trust. According to the agency, the innovation will complement LASTMA's existing toll-free hotline, enabling faster emergency response and accident management. This move, the authority said, it's part of a broader effort to ease traffic flow, reduce traffic time, maximize accidents, and promote greater discipline on Lagos roads. And now to the world of sports. Nigerian Super Eagles have fallen to 45th place in the latest FIFA Men World Ranking release on Thursday, dropping 1 spot from their previous position. This slip also means they are no longer among Africa's top 5 teams. The decline follows a series of poor results in recent games. The home-based squad had a disappointing outing at the African Nations Championship CHAN, while the main team managed only a narrow 1-0 win against Rwanda in Uyo before drawing with South Africa in the World Cup qualifiers. Because of these results, Nigeria lost ranking points, allowing Ivory Coast to move ahead of them in Africa. The Super Eagles, who won silver at the 2024 AFCON, are now ranked behind Morocco, Senegal, Egypt, Algeria, and Ivory Coast on the continent. Meanwhile, Morocco remains the highest-ranked African team, sitting in the 11th place globally after the impressive 2022 World Cup semi-final run. Elsewhere, Zimbabwe suffered the biggest fall in the ranking worldwide, dropping 9 places to 125th. At the global level, Spain moves up to the 1st place, replacing Argentina, who slipped to 3rd, while France rose to 2nd. And in women's football, Spain also climbed to number 1, overtaking the United States. A Nigerian Super Falcons, however, kept their 36th place in the world rankings. And that ends the national news on Immaculate Television. Before we go, here is a recap of the major stories. We brought you news that Fubara return has sparked massive gathering in Port Harcourt, and Anambra local government workers have begun protests alleging diversion of funds into private accounts. And also Benue Assembly has approved Alia's request to appointing 10 additional special advisors. And finally, in sports, Super Eagles has dropped to the 45th position in the latest FIFA ranking. The news was compiled and edited by Sarah, Jimmy, and Tolulope Fagbola. Many thanks for listening. I am Grace Ogalahi. Bye for now.